Barry Hinson's team is playing its best basketball of the season. Terrence McGee and Mike Wallace have a high-flying act worth seeing. The Bears have won 5 of their last 6, and they're playing with fire and emotion. But Bruce Weber has a little fire in his belly, too. And Rolan Roberts isn't afraid of heights. How high can the Salukis fly? We'll find out next. Center in St. Louis, State Farm proudly presents the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. Today's first semifinal, the Bears of SMS against the top seed, Southern Illinois. Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm John Walters. We think you're in for a great afternoon of college basketball. That's because the top 4 seeds have all advanced to the semifinal round. Let's show you those brackets. The Southwest Missouri State Bears take on Southern Illinois in our first semifinal in just a couple of minutes. Then tonight at 5, it'll be Creighton against Illinois State. No upsets so far in this tournament. Let's take a look at the National Car Rental scoreboard and yesterday's quarterfinal round scores. Southern Illinois beat Bradley by 22. Jermaine Dearman led the way, and Southwest Missouri State behind 19 from Terrence McGee beat Wichita State. Then in the night session, Creighton got 41 points from its bench in beating Northern Iowa by 15. And Illinois State, on a shot that will be remembered around here for many years to come, knocked off Drake 64-63 at the buzzer. But first things first, it's Southwest Missouri State, which has won 5 of its last 6. They're red hot, but Mitch Holtis, the Southern Illinois team, has joined some pretty elite company.
John, Southern Illinois is ponied up with 25 victories, and Chris Piper, you could look across the country. There aren't many teams with 25 wins.
Only 7 other teams can lay claim to that feat. Southern Illinois, though, also has their non-conference RPI 39 in the country. They've beaten the Big Ten winner, Indiana, also beaten Murray State. They're already in the NCAA tournament.
Southwest Missouri State's on its sizz. Terrence McGee has made things happen for them.
Well, Terrence McGee, a pure scorer for Southwest Missouri State. His ability to put the ball down on the floor loosens up that defense. Also, the ability to shoot the ball outside could be the difference for Southwest Missouri State, because it's going to be a battle on the inside. They're going to need his points on the outside to open things up. In the inside game for Southern Illinois, dominating Jermaine Dearman, the ability to post up inside, hit the turnaround jumper. He had 17 points last night. He's able to extend the defense, step away from the basket. It's going to be a man's game inside here this afternoon.
These are 2 teams that have great history in Arch Madness. Southwest Missouri State is on a roll, and they meet the team that was the co-champion of the league in Southern Illinois. A darkened arena here at Savas Center, a special celebration before the game to honor the patriots of this country. Take a look at our Bud Light lineups. The Southwest Missouri State has been just red hot. They've won 9 of the last 11 games. As the Bears come into this 17-14. This is a senior-laden group. Novak, Brakebill, Wallace, and Yanders are all seniors. We mentioned McGee on the open right now. He is the fastest guy in this league end to end. And the Bud Light lineups for the #1 seed in the tournament, Southern Illinois. We talked about Dearman. 2 big guys in the middle, Roberts and Dearman. Williams gives you the inside-outside. And Pipe, we have seen Stetson, Hairston play some great basketball the last 2 weeks.
All over basketball for the Salukis. Really does a lot of little things, getting the offense going as well. But he is a defender, a guy that will get to the loose ball quick all over the spot.
There's Kent Williams from nearby Mount Vernon, Illinois. All conference this year in the Valley first team, and first in the league assist to turnover ratio. Let's check in with our Chrysler keys to the game, a presentation of your Chrysler Jeep dealer.
Well, going to be a battle inside, and Southwest Missouri State, they want to defend the paint. Once that ball goes inside to Roberts and Dearman, they want to get it kicked back out. Every possession has to count for Southwest Missouri State. This is a team of spurts. You cannot do that when you're playing against good teams. Southern Illinois, they want to work that ball inside, then kick it back outside for the 3. And the guy to hit the 3, Kent Williams, had 24 points the first time these 2 teams met. He could have a big game here this afternoon, because that's a tough matchup for Southwest Missouri State to guard Kent Williams.
Barry Hinson, the head coach of the Bears from Springfield, the most successful first-year coach in SMS history 2 years ago with 23 wins. He got to the finals of Arch Madness where he lost to Creighton. This year he has rallied his team, and there's Bruce Weber. Fourth year at Southern Illinois, putting the Salukis back on the map. An outstanding coach with a great pedigree. Has Wisconsin ties to Wisconsin-Milwaukee, but spent most of his coaching apprenticeship with Gene Cady at Purdue and Western Kentucky. And this should be an outstanding game.
Well, both teams rely on defense. Also, a critical part of the game is the boards. Both teams have great inside presence. They got to get to the glass.
It is our Super Savas semifinal Sunday here in St. Louis. It is game on in the Valley. Our first semifinal game, Southern Illinois. The first look of the game is Rolan Roberts on the sweeping hook.
Too easy inside for Southern Illinois. Rolan Roberts comes from the weak side and has just a wide open path to where he wants to get the ball. Rolan Roberts, you let him have the ball 5 feet from the basket, he's going to get a couple points on it.
Little token pressure by the Salukis. Moving screen, Dano Novak of SMS.
Key matchup for Southwest Missouri State. They've got Daniel Novak guarding Kent Williams on the perimeter. Dan Novak going to give up some speed there. He's also got to be prepared to run through a lot of picks. Kent Williams will continue to work his way around the floor, reading picks, finding out where Daniel Novak's at.
Roberts again against Wallace, the two toughest inside guys in the league, arguably.
And the two most athletic.
That time Roberts forced him. Wallace forced him out too far.
And that's exactly where you want to put Rolan Roberts. You want to push him outside. Once he gets that foot out of the paint, he's not very effective with the jumper.
Yanders was hot yesterday in a win over Wichita State. And a holding foul will be called on Southern Illinois. Winston Stith is going to call up the number of Marcus Belcher for his first foul and the first Saluki foul.
Terrence McGee with the off arm shoving Marcus Belcher away, and Belcher gets the foul. Terrence McGee's so fast with the ball and aggressive. He has to be aggressive looking at the basket to score.
Hairston making it hard for McGee near the center line. And a foul on Stetson Hairston of Southern Illinois. McGee might have got bailed out.
Much better matchup with Stetson Hairston guarding Terrence McGee. He can match the quickness, the loose ball scramble going down, and Hairston coming around from the backside. And that's two now on Southern Illinois that they're not going to be real happy with.
Andrews is a creator. McGee off the back iron. Dearman has been the man of late, inside and outside. Roberts, look at him, chase down the basketballs, averages 7 boards a game.
And does it with strength and aggressiveness. He just goes after every loose ball. You have to know where he is at on the floor because he will crash from anywhere. Jermaine Dearman stepping about 2 feet past his range out there for that last jumper.
Wallace of SMS, the best rebounder in the league.
Mike Wallace a lot along the same line. He'll slash and come from 15 feet to get to the boards.
You talked about the Novak on Williams. The only advantage Novak has is he's taller, and Williams is going to have to shoot over the top of him.
Well, and Ken Williams got a little problem matching up with Dan Novak inside, is where Dano can post him up in there, use that big body.
Wallace over the double team, and Mike Wallace has the first basket of the game for SMS.
Tough shot for Mike Wallace out of that double team. He's a guy that has to get active and going early. He'll lose him throughout the game at points, and you want to get him active offensively because then he stays within the game.
Will advise turnover. McGee will go without a numbers advantage. Wallace just a relentless rebounder. This will be a foul on Southern Illinois.
Mike Wallace, only the second player in about the last 30 years for Southwest Missouri State to average a double-double, 10 boards a game, goes up on the weak side and gets that. And then nice recognition. Instead of trying to shoot the jumper over the double team of Roberts and Dearman, gives it to the open Novak underneath.
Deuce apiece, almost 3 minutes deep into our first semifinal game. Creighton and Illinois State, the second one today. Yanders was hot yesterday, but that one spins out of there. Southern Illinois will get it. Last touch by Scott Brakebill of SMS. Bruce Weber waits 19 years to get a head coaching job. And the thing that impressed me, it was like he was ready from day one. I mean, he was waiting for the right job at the right time, and Southern Illinois has been the better for it. Here's a quick pull-up by Williams. Novak changed it just enough.
Wow, no second shots when you got Mike Willis going up above the rim to grab that board.
He makes that arms treaty after this thing between Wallace and Roberts.
Yeah, you take a look at the numbers for both of these players, and they get excited to play against each other right now. Both of them trying to match each other's intensity on the floor.
Both buckets for SIU on that sweeping hook by Rolan Roberts. Roberts was huge against SMS in Carbondale. 22 points, 10 rebounds against the Bears in Little Egypt. There's a bump on Roberts. That's his first.
You know, watching Rolan Roberts the last few games, the thing that he is hurt by is dribble penetration on the outside. He doesn't guard out on the floor very well at all. Gets up off of his feet, gets out of that defensive crouch, and doesn't slide his feet. He's a physical player, likes to bang with the inside, but if you can pull him out away from the basket, got a chance to get right by him.
Started his career at Virginia Tech, where he was the first freshman leading scorer in Virginia Tech in 20 years, and Mike Wallace gets the bucket and a break off a make and a basket by one of the best bench players in the league, Darren Brooks for SIU.
Nice push up the sideline there. Darren Brooks just beats everybody back for Southwest Missouri State, and that's the problem that SMS has. You kind of lose focus occasionally, and after that made basket, we're camping coming down the floor.
Dearman strong to pull it out of there after Wallace missed a point blanker. Southern Illinois with an outstanding bench, and they've gone to it early. They'll go to it early and often. This is Willis, a non-starter. Brooks had to think about it. Five minutes deep, 2-point lead, SIU. Brakebill can hit that shot.
Nice little pick and roll up top using Scott Brakebill. The nice thing about using Brakebill on a pick and roll out away from the basket, he can shoot the three at 25 points the last time against Southern Illinois. He was 2 for 4 from the three-point line. So the big men for Southern Illinois have to know that when you're guarding Brakebill, he'll step out away from the basket. Got to follow out there with him.
SMS made noise in Brakebill's freshman season. They beat Wisconsin, beat Tennessee, lost to Duke in the Sweet 16. Brakebill is the only player left from that team. Hairston, and that's what he has done the last month of the season. His 23rd three-point make of the year.
Well, picking up offensively, shoots 48% in the Valley from the three-point line. He has found that comfort range. Freshman that had a year of prep school to get prepared.
Novak takes the inside pitch and kick to knock it down for three. Piper got us a game.
A lot of guys on both teams can step out to that three-point line. What that does, extend the defense from the inside game. See if they can loosen it up. It would be a battle inside.
Nice back cut by Willis. Novak was at the intersection. Oh, Dearman rejected by Wallace. Out of bounds. SMS will get it. The Bears D-up and lead Southern Illinois 10-9. 13:38 left to go in the first semi of the day. Mitch Holthus back, Savas Center, St. Louis. SMS leading 10-9 in the first half. Too much to do every day. Then skip that trip to the bank, because at AllegiantBank.com you can handle almost all of your banking online. At AllegiantBank.com, your bank's open all day, every day. Proud to be the official bank of the Valley. Allegiant Bank, pledged to a better way of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. And take a look at this now. If Southern Illinois wins today, Pipe, it would be their 26th win. Only 6 other teams in D1 have 24 wins. Look at the company they're in.
Nice group of teams there. I don't think any of those aren't going to the NCAA tournament. Southern Illinois really has made a statement. They belong there. Good showing last night. Good showing today. The Southern Illinois team has done it all year and has done it on the road as well.
Yes, in fact, they have 9 road wins. Only 6 Division I teams have more than 8. Wallace splashes a jumper. It's 12-9. They double on Roberts. Little handoff underneath. Dive play at the goal line. Out of bounds to SMS.
Darren Brooks had to think about that a second time with Mike Wallace hanging around. He wanted to give it off to somebody else to take it up inside. Gives it off to Sylvester Willis. Nice job inside by Manuel Randall. Has really given Southwest Missouri State good minutes off the bench.
He didn't want his teeth flossed, which Wallace has already done to one Saluki would-be shooter. This guy's been tough. Randall was great yesterday against Wichita State. He'll chase everything. 8 rebounds yesterday against the Shockers for the sophomore from Country Club Hills, Illinois.
And they need a big game out of him. He struggled both games against Southern Illinois this season, but still, this is a player that has come on the last 9 or 10 games for Southwest Missouri State. Good size inside and athleticism.
Williams, great look. Spinning one up and in there, his first basket.
Spun away from the defense, felt the pressure behind him, just spun with the ball, took it to the right side, got him enough room to get an open shot. Kent Williams, so smart offensively.
Andrews to the cup.
Southwest Missouri State winning the battle to the loose ball.
Tell you what, misses are interesting in this game because it looks like the trench is a World War I. It is over the top, man.
You know, and it's really not the second rebound that matters as much as the third and the fourth rebound.
Oh, right underneath. Williams easy. (13-12). Southern Illinois regains the lead on 2 Kent Williams baskets. These teams have history. SMS won in 2000 in the semis over the Salukis. Southern Illinois, in the first year that SMS had without Charlie Spoonhour, beat them here to get to the finals and the start of 3 straight championships in Arch Madness by the Salukis. Bowie's going to the line.
Tyrese Buie putting the ball on the floor, taking it inside the paint. 6'5" senior for Barry Henson. Numbers off a little bit this year. He's averaging 3 points a game. Last year he averaged just under 7 points a game, and a little bit of the focus has gone away. I think with Tyrese Buie, when you have Rolan Roberts, Jermaine Dearman doing so much inside for them. Take a look at his numbers. Still gives them minutes off the bench. You know, the nice thing, though, Mitch, is you got to have a team that has guys come off the bench that don't have to score. You know, you do the other things. You help the clock get down a little bit, give the starters a rest, play a little D.
I've mentioned it before, but the cavity of the Southern Illinois team is its free throw shooting. They are last in the league at the line. Buie 0 for 2 on those 2 attempts, just shoots 53% for the year.
And you take a look at the last 2 games that these 2 teams have played. The free throw line has been the difference in the game for both.
Whistle, it's a hold on Southern Illinois. Mike Sanzier writes the ticket on Brad Korn. 5 team fouls as Barry Henson went to Oklahoma State University. Cut his teeth with Paul Hansen, Bill Self, and others. It is 13-12 SIU.
Changes already in this one, and right now Southern Illinois has the 1-point edge. Today's Prairie Farms Missouri Valley Conference Scholar Athlete of the game is Evansville's Clint Couple, a sophomore from Riverton, Illinois. Couple was selected to the league's all-freshman team in 2001. A first-team MVC Scholar Athlete choice in 2002. Couple has a 3.69 grade point average in civil engineering and averages 10 points and 3 rebounds. Academics are important to the Missouri Valley Conference. Let's salute Clint Couple, today's Prairie Farms Missouri Valley Conference Scholar Athlete of the game.
All right, John. Southwest Missouri State trailing by 1 point, shooting just 31% from the field. But down 1, trying to create is McGee. Brooks cut off by McGee. Willis trying to post up on Randall. As Wallace catching a brief rest.
Macklin really doing a nice job inside. Rolan Roberts pushing him away from the basket. Got lucky there. Brad Korn snuck behind him, never saw him.
Macklin with the rebound for SMS. Played here in St. Louis at CBC High School. Freshman has averaged 3 boards a game. He and Manuel Randall have improved a bunch since the beginning of the year.
They really have. They're giving him good minutes right now for Barry Henson, allowing him to put Novak, Brakebill, and Wallace on the bench at the same time together.
Let's see how they're going to call this. John Higgins is going to call this against Rolan Roberts, and that is the 2nd foul against the newcomer of the year in the Valley.
And when you're battling inside for position, and you're playing against Rolan Roberts, you know it's going to be a physical battle. Rolan Roberts trying to help himself out a little bit with the left hand, pulling on Tamar Macklin's jersey. Roberts got to fight over the top.
Jason Gilbert has it poked out of bounds. You mentioned at the outset of the game, every possession important for SMS. They need a 40-minute series. They don't need 10 minutes and 10 minutes off.
Hey, take a look there. 5 of the 14 possessions have been able to score, but more importantly also for Southwest Missouri State, they start their game on the defensive end. Both these coaches really preach they got to play with intensity. They've got to establish the defensive end. When Southwest Missouri State is concentrating on the defensive side, the offense comes a little easier.
Trevor Fisher on a drive to the basket, fouled by Brad Korn, and Fisher, who's just 4 of 9 free throwing this season, spins one in there. The first local Springfield freshman starter in 22 years for SMS as Brakebill comes back in. You mentioned SIU, Southern Illinois, cannot foul, and there's 6 losses this year. They put their opponents at the line an average of right around 28 or 29 times. Foul, SMS. It's on Gilbert, the Arkansas transfer. Just the 3rd team foul on SMS.
Uh-oh.
Wide open.
You know, don't even shoot it. Just count them for 3. Go down to the other end. Don't make the kid shoot it. Kent Williams, he couldn't hardly believe it. That's the first wide open he's had in about 8 games. No communication defensively for Southwest Missouri State on that out of bounds underneath.
In his Arch Madness career, Kent Williams had only 3 makes coming into this tournament. He had 3 yesterday.
And that's his first 3 that he's made against Southwest Missouri State this season. He started out 0 for 7 against them. Finally got an open look. Or is that his second today? Actually, it's his first today. That's right.
And Willis will go to the line. A chance for a 3-point play off the bench for Sylvester Willis.
Both teams using their benches effectively. Sylvester Willis coming in for Rolan Roberts, sitting on the bench now with 2 fouls. Sylvester Willis, not a newcomer to being on the floor, started half the games last year for Southern Illinois, the second half of the season when they set down Jermaine Dearman. Sylvester Willis has missed a couple games this year with the strained Achilles, but he's got his hands full guarding Mike Wallace inside.
A painful year last year for Bruce Weber and his staff, but they got enough done at the end of the year to set him up for this year. 25-6. Wallace is liking to step out and shoot that high post jumper. Going to leave the cup wide open for Hairston.
Southern Illinois really pushing the transition, Mitch, trying to find some weaknesses, and they found a little weakness in Southwest Missouri State's ability to get back defensively. Mike Wallace went down on the floor after that last jumper, actually got knocked on the shot. That'll left Southwest Missouri State shorthanded, and they get the easy 2.
Quick shot, long miss, opened up the floor for the Salukis. The Salukis can get it done on the open floor. Look at that.
Well, Southern Illinois doing it with their defensive end. 6 on the fast break to 0 for Southwest Missouri State. And Southern Illinois just pushing the ball down the floor, and Southwest Missouri State napping a little bit. Mike Wallace got to get right off the floor and get back down, not worry about the no call. Stay involved.
Savas Center, St. Louis. Semifinal game number 1 on our Super Sunday. Mitch Holtis along with Chris Piper, the 1 seed. Southern Illinois looking for its 26th win. While Southwest Missouri State has won 9 of its last 11 games. And a bucket for Dano Novak of SMS.
Nice cross-court look by Scott Brakebill out of the post.
Dearman, that's a shot he's been making the last 2 weeks.
Well, the starters back in now for the Bears. A little difference in intensity for them on the floor offensively.
Wallace and McGee teamed up on the same side. That allows McGee to go to the basket. He'll get free throws. First step. Sometimes you got to put a parachute on the kid. He's like a dragster going to the basket.
Southwest Missouri State, Mitch, likes to put a lot of picks on the ball. You see Sylvester Willis showing, but he didn't show enough to stop Terrence McGee. It was just kind of half-hearted. When you come and help on the double pick, you've got to show and stop the dribbler. Allow your defense the ability to slide over there, not allow the penetration.
McGee missing the free throw. 19 yesterday against Wichita State. I had him earlier in Springfield. He just took a game over against Illinois State. Illinois State led for 39 minutes, and then he said, give me the ball, here we go. Boomity boomity boom. He just, in the second half, Illinois State could not guard him.
Well, he's so fast with the ball. Just a true scorer in this league. The ability to create his own points, something you definitely need.
Splits a pair at the line. 21-18, 3 straight for SMS. Bruce Weber knows he's in a scrap. Semifinal battle so far is Southern Illinois leading at 21-18. Ken Williams leading SIU with 7 points. 7:41 left to go first half. Creighton and Illinois State, the second game today.
We talked earlier about these two teams, the battle in the paint so far going to Southern Illinois' advantage. 12-2 advantage there inside the paint. Dominating there. Mike Wallace not able to get going offensively inside for the Bears. How about also Southern Illinois, 9 assists already here in the first 13 minutes.
Sometimes Wallace has been settling for that high post jumper instead of maybe grinding it down at the box a little bit.
Hardly any Scott Brakebill either getting the ball inside.
SIU will take it right at the inside of the SMS defense, and Dearman's going to get 2 free throws. This will be on Brakebill.
How good has Jermaine Dearman become for Southern Illinois? The junior had 17 points yesterday against Bradley, 7 of 11. Take a look at his averages there. Some more mature ball player this year, I think, for Southern Illinois. Able to keep his head in the game, be involved, knows where he has to go on the floor to pick his spot, catch the ball. It's a nice job of putting the ball down on the floor. It's really the whole package inside for Southern Illinois. He can post you up. He can also take you out, put the ball down on the floor.
I think it's a fabulous point. I think he's so much more mature this year for Bruce Weber. Last year, the tendency just to be a little bit selfish. He now has worked within the team concept and has been the perfect complement to Williams and Rolan Roberts. 13 career double-doubles. The Bears down 4 with the basketball. Novak. Dearman can't handle it. He's just fighting his teammate for the ball. The Bears will keep it with a fresh clock.
Oh, nice thing for Southern Illinois. At least they've got the boards handled. All they got to do is come up with the loose ball there. Jermaine Dearman, Darren Brooks fighting over the top.
Break Bill. You want him to post up? Chance for and one.
I talk about toughness. Scott Breakville gives it for Southwest Missouri State. Watch a nice little fake, goes baseline, then spins to the middle. Jermaine Dearman want to know what he's got to do, standing straight up. But through the contact on the arm, Scott Breakville gives Southwest Missouri State nice leadership inside. Well, he has struggled with the injuries over the season, so hadn't he, Mitch?
Broke his arm last year, missed a bunch of the season, torn ligaments in his left thumb as Mike Wallace sits down. But they must have heard us, because you were saying they've got to go inside either with Breakville or Wallace, and they go right after SIU in the middle.
Well, you've already got Rolan Roberts sitting on the bench for Southern Illinois with a couple fouls. Go ahead and attack inside, see if you can get something working against Jermaine Dearman. Williams been able to curl inside again. He gets another one. He's got 9, and he's had 3 inside buckets. He is so smart offensively. If you're watching, just watch him on the next possession, how he works his way through the crowd, weaves, reads his defense, how they trail, where they show up high.
Travis Walk now loses it out of bounds in front of the Saluki bench. Watch Williams without the ball here.
Best movement without the ball you're going to see. A lot of players just reads the defense, feels Travis Walk behind him, so instead of flaring out to the corner, he curls to the basket, gets the jumper inside.
That's a basketball camp curl, I'm telling you.
Got to be able to read the defense. So many players, you know, coaches set up plays, but they can't read the defense for you out there. There's options to read off it. You got to know what's happening on the floor. And Kenton Williams, great vision out there. Smart basketball player.
Barry Henson is trying to buy some minutes here with Travis Walk guarding Kent Williams. And it ain't working. He just fouled Williams. That's the 6th team foul on SMS. Belcher spotted up. Book it for 3. Marcus Belcher.
First shot Marcus Belcher's hit in the last 2 games. He's 0 for 5, and he has to be a guy that when he's open can hit a shot for Southern Illinois. Not going to have to be the focal point offensively, but he can make a difference in a game for him.
Can score. He had 17 against Indiana State. Pushing foul. Williams pushing Walk. This will be a 2-shot foul because the Salukis have fouled enough to put SMS in the double bonus.
Well, these 2 should be good for Travis Walk. He hadn't missed a free throw yet. Bruce Weber laughing at that one. Sometimes all you can do as a coach is sit on the sideline and laugh a little bit.
Yeah, either somebody told a good joke or that was a facetious laugh.
I love Bruce Weber. I mean, he's so relaxed. Friday night, walking in to watch the game. Somebody says hi. I turn around. There's Bruce Weber with his family. Got the Saluki gear kicking, just sitting up there having a good time, enjoying the whole process. You know, I think that's the thing as a coach. You know, you put so much stock in the games and winning, but boy, you gotta enjoy the journey, Mitch. Otherwise, you might as well go do something else.
Great point. I was kidding him at the pre-tournament banquet. I said, you know, he's been married 20 years. They say you resemble your spouse after a while. He was with Katie for 19. I said, you're starting to look like Katie. Look at that Cro-Magnon look.
Better than looking like the dog, though.
SIU working hard. Held ball. Arrow points to Southwest Missouri State.
Well, it's a battle inside, and like I said earlier, it's not necessarily the first or the second rebound. It's the 3rd rebound in the loose ball battle. Early Southwest Missouri State was winning the battle to the loose board. Now Southern Illinois trying to get back in.
In fact, the Salukis lead the league in rebounding when you look at one rebounding stat, but the Bears lead it in rebound margin. So both of these teams are going to go after misses like it's the last play of the game. Nice extra pass by Breakville, but McGee cannot finish. Floats an air ball up there. 6-point lead for Southern Illinois. Make it 8. They have not won 25 games and done it an easy way. They've done it tough, and they've been outstanding at times, meaning Southern Illinois. Korn is fouling, and right now that's their only problem. Too many fouls. That's a third on Korn.
Break out the campfire kit. Tamar Macklin set up tent right there in the lane for a while. Had Brad Korn pinned underneath the glass. Took a little while for the Bears to recognize him, but after they saw the fire, the smoke signal inside, they got the ball into Tamar Macklin.
Macklin gets 2 shots. He'll get another one. Is Barry Henson. Did a great job of pulling this team after they were down early. Some thought they were just going to go and crash, and to win 9 of the last 11 has been an infusion of adrenaline into the SMS program.
Well, 8-11 January 19th, and everybody's writing this Southwest Missouri State program off. Barry Henson did a nice job of getting them to regroup and get back to doing the core things that make them win. There's a lot of talent on this Bear team, just a matter of whether or not they come prepared to play and play on the defensive end.
Southern Illinois is fouling, but Southwest Missouri State is just 4 of 9 at the foul stripe, and they came into the game 17th in the nation in free throw shooting. Gilbert was hitting him against Wichita State. He's staying on it. He had 3 threes, 5 against the Shockers.
9 points in that game, and really hadn't been playing a lot of minutes, but he had open looks. You let Jason Gilbert have an open look, it's going to be good. Nice little ball fake to get the defense flying by him.
And an answer by Dearman.
Jermaine Dearman stepping out to the 17-foot mark.
31-25, Southern Illinois. 3.5 minutes left to go, first half.
Break Bill from 3.
Belcher to the other end. Dearman, easy basket. That one easier than the last one.
Nice pass to get it aside to Jermaine Dearman, but even better hands by Jermaine Dearman catching that ball.
8-point lead for Southern Illinois, their biggest lead of the first half. McGee, Brakebill gets free throws.
Southern Illinois has been able to rely on their defense and their dominance on the board to get their transition going. Marcus Belcher gets it right through the defense, and a nice catch by Jermaine Dearman. Hard for him to see that ball, let alone go down and grab it and get the finish.
Again, it bears repeating. Southwest Missouri State 4 of 9 at the foul stripe, but for the year 76%, 17th in the country. They were 19 of 23 yesterday against Wichita State. Timeout called on the floor. 3:02 left to go in the first half. An 8-point lead for the Salukis. There you go. There you take a look at their shooting. They can shoot it now. 10th in the nation in 3-point shooting percentage at 41%. They've got at least 4 guys, maybe 5 if you count Gilbert, that can fire them in there. At the free throw line, it's hurting them. They've missed 5 charity tosses.
Well, that's unusual for Southwest Missouri State when they're shooting 75% from the free throw line. Free throws has been the difference in the game, in the 2 games that these teams have played. When Southwest Missouri State won, they were able to get to the free throw line and convert. When Southern Illinois won the game, they shot 42 free throws against Southwest Missouri State, and even Southern Illinois at shooting 62%. When you shoot 42 free throws, that number's going to come up, Mitch.
In the game, 18 of 22 in the game in Springfield. They only missed 4 free throws when they beat Southern Illinois, one of the 4 league losses the Salukis suffered. Brakebill will get another one after making the first one. Media timeout here. 3:02 left to go in the first half. A 33-27 lead right now for Southern Illinois. The Salukis looking for their 26th win, leading SMS 33-27. 3:02 left to go in the first half. One thing to look at: how many times do you get a basket off a pass? Assists are huge.
Well, Southern Illinois, they average 15 assists a game, and here they're getting out and running. Normally when you get assists, you're going to get them in transition. Look at that. Southern Illinois, 13 assists on 14 buckets. That is phenomenal basketball.
Our equalizer, a great equalizer stat brought to you by Equal Sweetener. 33-27, Southern Illinois, ball and the lead. Dearman chases down an offensive rebound. 4th in the league in that category is Dearman. No Williams, no Roberts on the floor for SIU because they both have 2 fouls. Novak robbed at their end. Yeah, you better cover the basketball when Macklin and Willis are in the neighborhood. Belcher on the inside outside. Belcher's given his team a lift today. That's 2 threes for Belcher in the first half.
Forget about the past couple games offensively. Marcus Belcher so effective when that ball goes inside and he's able just to take the shot that's there, which is the wide open jumper.
McGee. Wallace, Novak calling for it. Macklin. Novak, and the Bears had great chances and could not score.
Can't get the ball to fall. Great hustle by Tyrese Buie getting out on Dan Novak. He had to come for the paint to deny the jumper. Nice hustle by Southern Illinois.
Willis, easy layup. It's a double-digit lead for the Salukis. And the margin of this game, Pipe, might be those 4 or 5 plays where Southern Illinois has been able to get easy baskets.
Darren Brooks, a nice pick inside, and you're exactly right. When you get easy, uncontested buckets, those will add up over time.
And Macklin's had 2 chances in a row and can't knock down the shots. The St. Louis freshman frustrated.
Southwest Missouri State now 9 for 30. And they have missed at least 6 easy shots right inside. Brakebill sitting on the bench right now.
Brooks will go to the line. Macklin fouls. And this will be a 2-shot opportunity for Darren Brooks, another St. Louisan, played at Jennings High School here in town.
I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but ever since Scott Brakebill has gone to the bench, that inside game for Southwest Missouri State, both defensively and offensively, has not performed very well.
And there he comes, right back into the game. Brooks is the best free throw shooter on this SIU team at 81%. Darren Brooks, the captain of the all-bench team in the Valley, had 11 against SMS and Carbondale this year. Missed them both, and SMS a chance for the last basket of the half.
Big possession here for Southwest Missouri State, down by 11. You'd like to get this down under double figures. Didn't really mean a whole lot except for something at least to talk about at halftime. Feel good about.
Plus the Bears have the arrow, so they'll have actually, well, they would have had back-to-back possessions had not Belcher stole the ball. Marcus Belcher has given Southern Illinois a lift, and the Salukis, using their whole lineup like they do every game, a double-digit lead at halftime over the Southwest Missouri State Bears, 38-27 Salukis. And this year, when the Salukis lead at halftime, they are 21-2. John Walters in our halftime awaits you when you return to St. Louis after this.
At the break, Southern Illinois has its biggest lead of the game at 11 points over Southwest Missouri State, 38-27 Salukis at the break. And just how impressive is this Southern Illinois team? Well, their first-team All-Missouri Valley Conference selection, Rolan Roberts, was involved early, got the first 2 buckets for the Salukis. But then he got in a little bit of foul trouble, picked up 2 fouls early, and only played a total of 8 minutes in the first half. And yet Southern Illinois continued to extend its lead throughout the rest of the time that he was on the bench, got up to an 11-point advantage at the break. This is a very deep Southern Illinois team, and certainly a team that has shown today and yesterday and throughout the season that they belong in the NCAA tournament. They're at that 25 victory plateau, as Mitch mentioned. Not many can claim that, as many teams in the nation have not been able to reach that plateau like Southern Illinois has. We're at halftime with the Salukis leading it by 11 over Southwest Missouri State. 38-27 our score, and we'll be back with much more on the Super Smokers halftime report next. Today's John Q. Hammons Hotel's Millennium Moment features the 2000 Missouri Valley Conference Tournament in St. Louis. Defending champion Creighton entered the 2000 event as the 4th seed, but upset regular season champion Indiana State in the semifinals. SMS, the tournament's 2nd seed, defeated Southern Illinois in the other semifinal. Behind the 3-point shooting of Matt West, Ryan Sears, and Kyle Korver, the Blue Jays roared to a 15-point halftime lead in the championship game. Sears, the tournament's outstanding player, had 15 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals to lead the Jays to a 12-point victory for today's John Q. Hammons Hotel's Millennium Moment. Time now for the Pepsi first half stats, brought to you by Pepsi, the joy of cola. And Southern Illinois' most important stat is on the top line because they have the lead, 38-27 at the break. But you can see that they've shot the ball significantly better than SMS. They've out-rebounded the Bears. And look at the easy baskets. Points in the paint. Southern Illinois 18-4 in that category. And that fast break points, 10-0 in favor of Southern Illinois. A direct reflection of all the assists that the Salukis have been able to have. Great teamwork in that first half. They've been able to get some better looks than SMS has. And as a result, Southern Illinois leads it by 11 at the break. It's going to be tough for SMS to rally. They have to come back from 11 points down against the best team in the conference to this point in the season. Welcome back to the Super Smokers Barbecue halftime report. Let's take a look at the highlights from this first half. And Southwest Missouri State able to get Mike Willis involved a little bit in the early part of the ball game. He got some good looks and knocked down some jumpers. Scott Brakebill had a frustrating day yesterday, 1 of 10 from the floor, but was able to get involved a little bit more. And then Danell Novak with a rare open look for the Bears, but those were few and far between. For Southern Illinois, Stetson Hairston able to knock down the open jumper. And really the point guard play was terrific from the Salukis. Watch the assists coming up by Belcher on the break. And then again, Marcus Belcher finding Jermaine Dearman. And Southern Illinois able to get a bunch of assisted baskets, and as a result, they have an 11-point halftime lead. Let's go down to the floor. Mitch Holtis and Chris Piper.
John, 16 baskets for Southern Illinois, 15 assists. That is an A grade in any program. Let's revisit Chris Piper's Chrysler keys to the game, brought to you by your Chrysler Jeep dealers.
Well, we said Southwest Missouri State wants to defend the paint and then also make sure they're playing on every possession. Southern Illinois wanted the inside-outside. Look at that. SIU 18 points in the paint. A D grade for Southwest Missouri State, getting that ball out of the inside. And also, you know, early they were effective for their first 9 possessions, able to score, but it went straight downhill from there. Southern Illinois inside outside. They got 18 inside points and 12 when it loosened up from the outside. Kent Williams able to work against Dan Novak. He had 9 points in that first half. Really effective moving without the ball.
SMS has come from behind before. In fact, that's been the story of their season, because people have kind of been shoveling dirt on them in January, but they have rallied. 17 and 14, but 9 of those wins have come in the last 11 games.
Well, that man right there is going to have to get active for Southwest Missouri State. Terrence McGee 1 for 5 in the first half. He has to hit shots. He has to create and penetrate inside.
Roberts had it deflected.
Rolan Roberts trying to get active early. He had 4 points in the first few minutes. Only played 8 minutes with the foul trouble.
Dearman blocks it. SMS keeps it. Willis, it's a kick and a reset. As SMS trying to work inside early. Bears have had a great history in this tournament. 12 years they have been in the Valley. In this tournament, 9 years they have been in the semifinals. Willis is kind of caught now, floating away from the basket on his shot attempts. Hairston, good read. He'll get an extra one. Great read. He could have had the jump shot, but he decided, you know what? I've got an alley. Here I go.
Watch Stetson Hairston use his body here to ward off Mike Wallace. Uses the hip, then backs back out with that left hand. Tough shot. Great body control. Nice soft shot off the glass with the offhand. You know when you go against Mike Wallace that he's coming and he's coming hard. You're going to have to defend yourself in some way. Hairston uses the hip.
Hairston, another St. Louis area kid on the other side of the river, played at Belleville East High School on the Illinois side. 41-27, biggest lead of the game for Southern Illinois. And SMS right now is in shark-infested waters.
Well, Southwest Missouri State went on a 22-6 run in the second half yesterday against Wichita State to break that open. The difference here, not getting the same looks.
They're getting a hand pipe on about every one of McGee's shots, meaning Southern Illinois. Belcher saves it in play. Easy dunk. Marcus Belcher is playing some big-time ball for SIU today.
Great hustle by Marcus Belcher, getting the loose ball. Stetson Hairston gets up in the air, gets out of control, but Belcher with the save.
Barry Hinson looking for a tourniquet to try to stop the bleeding. The point guard is playing today for the Salukis. Back at Savas Center in our Super Semifinal Sunday on Fox, the Valley semis. Southern Illinois playing like a 1 seed that wants to go to the NCAA dance. A reminder, college hoop fans, you can go to the dance. And this year's NCAA tournament, register today at participating St. Louis area Taco Bell restaurants for a chance to win 2 tickets at the first and second rounds, March 14 and 16 in St. Louis. See stores for details. You can order tickets at the bottom of the screen. Of course, next Sunday is Selection Sunday, as they will be at the Edward Jones Dome, hosted by the Valley in the first 2 rounds of the NCAA.
Southwest Missouri State trying to find some offense. They've got Jason Gilbert in the game. He can hit from the 3. They've got to get something going from the outside, loosen up that inside defense of Southern Illinois.
Weave look allows Breakbill to slip inside. That's the first second half points for SMS.
The old Michigan State weave on the outside. 3 guards working their way around, looking for a little crack in the defense.
Southern Illinois has avoided the lulls that kind have bothered them at times. Mentioned the one cavity is free throw shooting, and they went into that funk kind of mid-February when they just kind of got disinterested in guarding at SMS. Illinois State lost a couple games. Breakbill trying to get it inside. He'll get free throws, and Roberts has picked up his 3rd personal foul.
Well, Scott Breakbill, first half 8 points on only 13 minutes of play, and he just gives you a strong force inside. A nice cleared out Jermaine Dearman up high, allowed the pass to come inside, and Breakbill, a big body inside, and Rolan Roberts thinking, uh-oh, had 8 minutes in the first half. Now I got 3 fouls. He'd like to play a little bit more in this game here this afternoon, and Southern Illinois is going to need him.
But the Bears, the 10th best team in the country at shooting free throws, not able to capitalize. 6 of 12 at the foul stripe are the men from the Ozarks. Breakbill with 11. Bruce Weber knows his team needs a good possession here. Novak trying to stay with Williams. Dearman bumped from behind by Gilbert, trying to help.
Kent Williams, so explosive. When he gets a pick, he'll set you up and just explode right on by it. He's caught Dan Novak napping a couple of times, and Dan Novak's defense, I mean, he is just exploding by so fast off of it.
It's another great point. He is so much stronger than when he came into Division I. He was a great jump shooter. And now with the strength that he has gained explosiveness. Putting the ball on the floor makes jump shooters so much more effective when they have the ability to put the ball on the floor, because if you get up on them tight to take away that jumper, they can go right by. A great ball fake also for Kent Williams.
15-point lead for the 1 seed. Co-champions with Creighton during the regular season. Nice no look by Wallace. Easy one for Breakville.
Nice look over the top. Mike Wallace felt the double post there. The double team on the post.
With SMS's perimeter shooting game, it's hard to double down from the perimeter. Dearman just works inside. The old-fashioned way to get 2 for Southern Illinois.
That's what I like about Jermaine Dearman's game this year. The ability when he steps out away from the basket to put it on the floor.
Yanders has yet to score. Novak offline.
And nobody on the offensive board for Southwest Missouri State. Everybody backpedaling.
Dearman, big on Little. Yanders was behind him early, and Wallace is fouling late.
Southern Illinois quick down the floor, and Wallace with the foul. You know, Mitch, if you're not going to get on the offensive glass, you better get down and establish yourself defensively. You can't hang out in the halfway zone. It's got to be one way or another. And Southwest Missouri State right now in one of their little lulls.
Dearman 1 of 3 at the line. McGee will try to give some energy to this team. Junior college transfer from Kirkwood Community College in Iowa. Dearman working on another double-double. He's got 13 in his career. It's become commonplace this season. Southern Illinois has maintained its 15-point advantage. 15:56 left to go in our first semifinal.
Southern Illinois has matched its biggest lead at 16. Be sure and join us for the 2002 State Farm Missouri Valley Women's Basketball Tournament, March 7th through 9th in Springfield, Missouri. Hoops in the Heartland from the Hammond Student Center. The 2002 State Farm Missouri Valley Women's Basketball Tournament. Don't miss a minute. Well, Mitch, the Creighton players have just come and sat down right in the middle of the Southern Illinois section, and they're hearing about it.
Well, they also need to salute the women's program at Creighton. Connie Yory, there's the Blue Jays. They'll have the second game today. Trail Taylor, he just hanging. Now, the Creighton Blue Jay women, the outright champions in the regular season. They'll be the 1 seed next week. At Hoops in the Heartland, but that's wide open too. SMS on their home floor. Drake, the 2 seed, great history in the tournament. SMS has got to get something going. There's a good place to go. McGee's going to the line.
Terrence McGee so fast with the ball, Mitch, and nice explosion going around. Mike Wallace just clearing out 3 guys on the play. Throwing a little block. What would you call that in football? Is that a pull?
That'd be a pull, yeah. He was pulling guard there. Yeah. The guy's back turned, so he just cleans out 3 guys.
Just posting up, that's all they was doing. Well, Southwest Missouri State, they've got to get Terrence McGee going offensively. Not getting a lot inside. They've got Breakville on the bench again. Jason Gilbert's a guy that somebody else has to set up, so maybe he can get open threes off the penetration of Yanders or McGee to the basket.
Williams will take his shots when they're appropriate, and that one's appropriate. Dearman is everywhere. Jermaine Dearman with 10 points. He has been an absolute animal the last 3 weeks.
Every time I've seen him, I'm wondering why everybody's talking more about Rolan Roberts than Jermaine Dearman. No offense to Rolan Roberts. I'm just talking about how great Jermaine Dearman is playing, though, for Southern Illinois.
Andrews fast to the basket. He'll earn.
It's so explosive around the bench, or around the glass. Doesn't want to be around the bench. Just keeps going after it. And Southern Illinois really wearing Southwest Missouri State down inside, I think, now with the 7-board advantage. And they're just getting the easy plays.
Whistle. Southern Illinois fouls. Is this on Korn? It is. It's his 4th foul. So Korn picks up the foul. Team foul number 4 on Southern Illinois. That's the only problem the Salukis have had. They have fouled 14 times in this game.
Hadn't really hurt them because Southwest Missouri State hadn't been able to convert at the free throw line. 9 of 15 for Barry Henson's team.
Dearman was going to get a rest, but he got about 10 seconds of rest. Like, how you doing? Okay, go back.
Oh, wait a minute. Rolan Roberts is sitting here. Get back on the floor.
50-36. Southern Illinois with the lead in the ball. 14:30 left to go in the game. Belcher's just been doing things he doesn't do all the time. That's 3 threes for Belcher. Only had 33 makes all year. 11 for Marcus Belcher. His career high is 18 his junior season. Only 1 miss from 3-point range.
Well, he's going to see some open looks because Yanders is face guarding Kent Williams defensively. You take one guy away, you're going to have to open up something for somebody else.
Williams scoops it in.
Well, he figured if he's going to get held on every pick defensively and not get an open look, he'll just take it all the way.
Timeout, Barry Henson. This thing is slipping away from the Bears, who have been so good the last several weeks. But the Salukis have been better. 13:46 left to go in the game. The Salukis by 19. You know, Southern Illinois, Bruce brings a recipe book. It's like 15 ways to beat you. Today it's like page 12, Belcher.
You know, that's a mark of a good team, though, when you can go down the line. You know, generally when you're playing Southern Illinois, you're thinking about Rolan Roberts, Jermaine Dearman, and Kent Williams. Well, Rolan Roberts sitting on the bench. But it's always been defense for Bruce Weber and his team. 25-3 when they hold opponents under 45%. The 2 losses that they had back-to-back in conference play, or when they gave up over 45% to Southwest Missouri State and Illinois State. Forgot about the defense, as you mentioned earlier, but this is a team that's got a lot of athletic ability, a lot of ways to beat you, and you just can't take away one thing from them.
And the one Chigger non-conference loss was to Colorado State, when they've been crisscrossing the country back and forth, stopped in Fort Collins. And even though the Rams have not had a good year in their conference, that was a game where they gave up 49% to the Rams shooting back in December.
Well, they really buckled down on Bradley last night. 15 points in the first half for Bradley. Ended up shooting 30% for the game, and they just did not have any good looks. Southern Illinois aggressive on the defense, extending out. Always a hand in the face.
Williams for the hero of the day, Belcher. Quick pull up.
Nice. Kent Williams so relentless, Mitch. He just plays every possession, and that's the thing that's tough. A lot of kids like to, you know, concentrate sometimes defensively and not others. And on Kent Williams, if he finds one possession that you're not on him, he's going to find a way to score. A great outside jump shooter, but now the ability to put the ball on the floor and the great pull-up. You know, you've got to be able to do that. You can't continue all the way to the basket against a good defensive team because you're going to get a charge drawn against you. Kent Williams, nice, quick, fast pull-up jumper.
Belcher, why not? Marcus Belcher, 4 threes in 5 attempts, 14 points. He's headed for a career high. His brother Cookie, you remember, played at Nebraska, out of Mexico, Missouri. You know, it's been somebody different every time we've had him, Pipe.
Really has.
And SMS now is turning the thing over.
Jermaine Dearman, when we saw him win against Creighton at home, it was the entire bench yesterday for the most part for him. And now today, Marcus Belcher hitting good outside shots. You know, earlier we talked about this being an inside game, the battle inside. But when you got two good teams like that, it's the shots that you get from the outside that swing the tide of the battle.
A 10-0 run for Southern Illinois over the last 2 minutes. 60-36. The Salukis have opened up a big wound, and Barry Hinson's looking for antibiotics. Foul on SMS. It'll be on Manuel Randall.
22-9 here in the second half. Southwest Missouri State's got to have to find a way to score and stop the Southern Illinois team.
Block off guards like Brooks. Now he can go to rebound. He led this team in rebounding 4 times as a guard.
You know, that's the best position to rebound from, especially offensive rebound, because you're out on the side. You can see the seams in the defense. The big guys are all trying to pick up somebody. They got their back turned to you. You just go to the glass, find the open spot.
11:38 left to go in the game. The Salukis are playing like a team that needs to dance at the big dance.
It's a 12-0 run for Southern Illinois. They are playing like a team that wants to leave nothing to chance. Let's take a look at the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament scores brought to you by National Car Rental. Yesterday's quarterfinals, Southern Illinois beat Bradley by 22. Southwest Missouri State handled Wichita State by 13. And in the nighttime quarterfinals, setting up today's semifinal matchup, it was Creighton by 15 over Northern Iowa, and Illinois State on that Sean Jepson 3 at the buzzer beat Trigg. Back down to Mitch.
Well, John, I don't know what criteria. Well, you look at criteria. Strong finish, good on the road, conference champion, 26-6 when they win here today. The only thing that holds them back is a somewhat average RPI in the mid-50s. But when you look at their non-conference RPI in the 30s, Pipe, this team has got to go to the prom.
No question about it. You know, they've done the things in the non-conference. You shouldn't be penalized for some of the other teams in your conference dragging your RPI down. And this Southern Illinois team has been able to win on the road. They swept Creighton this year, which is the co-Missouri Valley champion. So Southern Illinois has gotten it done. And done it in a lot of different ways.
Bill with the make. Bruce Weber's team has put it together piece by piece. A big piece, Rolan Roberts transferring in from Virginia Tech. He's redshirted a couple kids. Kind of an interesting approach where he took some kids and just set them out for the first year to get them ready, and that's helped.
Yeah, get a little maturity, and when you're trying to build a program back, you can't expect to do it all in 1 year. Bruce Weber being patient with it. Now he's got these guys in a position to go to the tournament. And not only go to the tournament, but win a couple games in it as well. I think that's just as important.
I don't think anybody wants to draw them, no matter where they're seated. And there's a good chance, if they would make it, they could play here in St. Louis at the Edward Jones Dome. And all this maroon that's sitting around this arena would gladly walk into that venue. Belcher's been huge. How about him? Belcher's got 17. He's one off his career high. It is his season high. And he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triples.
3-2 zone up high, and Marcus Belcher found the weak spot down on the baseline wing. Hitting big shots for him today, especially after he goes 2 games 0 for 5. He's forgotten totally about that. You like to have seniors step up and give you big points.
Scott Brakebill, part of the SMS basketball scene over the last several years. Local kid from Bolivar, Missouri, just north of Springfield. This is impressive, though. This is an SMS team that has been hot, played well yesterday against Wichita State, and this has turned into a whooping. That's the first basket for Robert Yanders today.
And one of the very few easy looks that this Bear team has had off the turnover up high on the lackadaisical pass by Marcus Belcher over this 3-2 zone, but few and far between for Southwest Missouri State.
SMS in the 3-2. There's traveling on Willis. So Bruce Weber goes to the employment table and puts Williams right back in, so that might change SMS's defensive approach.
A little hard to guard Southern Illinois in a zone defense when you got Kent Williams working around there. Also with Stetson Hairston.
You can just see Williams over there on the bench. Coach, they're in the zone. They're in the zone. They're in the zone. Get me in the game.
Put a little oil on that elbow. Got it loosened up.
Willis with the rebound, almost got his arm torn off. Stetson Hairston. Willis working the board.
Sylvester Willis all over the boards, averages 3 boards a game, and he has just been cleaning up inside for Southern Illinois. He's got 6 boards here this afternoon.
9 different guys registered rebounds. Willis, he mentioned 6, Brooks 5, 8, Dearman. Getting involved now.
You put the ball on the floor, you take it into that heart of that defense and make it collapse. You'll get some outside shots. Southwest Missouri State, a couple things they talked about before this game. They knew they had to defend, and they knew they had to get on the boards. Well, 67 points for Southern Illinois with 8 minutes left. You're not winning the defensive battle, and obviously the Salukis are doing the job on the glass.
Williams gets the deuce. The hinge is working.
James McGee calling for the high pick by Brakebill.
Novak, a 3-pointer for Brakebill.
All 3s right now for Southwest Missouri State. Nobody in the paint posting up at all.
Good defense by McGee, shutting off Brooks. Belcher ready to check back in. He's been over there going, Coach, I got 17. I got 17. I want to go in there. This will be 3 shots. Brakebill fouling Darren Brooks.
Southwest Missouri State foul. Scott Brakebill.
SMS has to think about lobbying now for an NIT bid. They would be 17 and 15. They do have history in the NIT, and a good history. In fact, the first year that Barry Henson was at SMS, he was able to beat SMU at home in the first round of the NIT. As you look at Bruce Weber, who's thinking about going to the prom. But Barry Henson, Bill Rowe, if there's an AD that could pull it off, it would be Bill Rowe. But they got to start thinking about hopefully trying to get an NIT bid. Be tough, particularly when you got Illinois State in front of you in the standings.
Yeah, well, also they've won 9 of their last, and if we're counting this as a loss, 12 games, which NIT likes to take teams that are playing well at the end of the season. Attendance is also a factor there.
Submit bids, please.
That's right.
71-46. McGee hits the basket for SMS. And he will be the kingpin for the Bears as they look to next year. They lose 4 seniors off this team. McGee, little hesitation to the basket. SIU still hurry it up. The Salukis have done this really without Rolan Roberts doing a whole lot. There's a 2 for Brooks because you got Rolan Roberts, the newcomer of the year, 6 points and 3 rebounds.
Now, 4 points were in the first 3 minutes of the game as well.
Randall. with the rebound.
Rolan Roberts with 6 points, but he is a man inside. He really creates problems for you defensively. You just always know that he's there.
Who's under there now? Hairston. Called a foul here. It's going to be on Macklin. Southern Illinois has hit the foot beat, and they're ready to lap the SMS Bears. It's 73-48, 6 minutes left in this semifinal game. Elvis Gerback recently cut by the Baltimore Ravens. I'm sure that's him or not. No, that's the other Elvis. 73-48, Southern Illinois with a huge victory, or on their way to a huge victory, as we take a look at our game reset brought to you by Ralston Purina of Checkerboard Square.
Southern Illinois just pulled away here in the second half, up 25, and got everything going their way right now. Bruce Weber has again got his team doing the right things. They're making a splash here, not leaving anything to doubt.
I like to see coaches get rewarded for just keeping their nose to the grindstone. Continue to work, try to do it the right way, and that's the way Bruce Weber has done it. He's had some frustrating moments in Little Egypt, but he's getting rewarded, and he's got a nice staff over there.
Well, Tyrese Buie gets rewarded as well. His first 3 in the last 6 games, but you're right, Bruce Weber, his staff, they just work so hard to get players in there. One thing you're not going to do is outwork Bruce Weber and his staff. What a great guy. I mean, he has kept it in perspective, established the way they're going to play the game. Tough defense, physical brand of basketball, and unselfish.
Matt Painter and Rodney Watson down the staff. If you take a look, though, you know, some coaches, Pipe, let's be honest, they keep one foot in the resume room all the time. You know, they're looking for the next job. Where's the next place I'm going to work? Weber has been an assistant for 19 years. Wait your turn, learn the game has really paid off for him.
Says a lot about him.
Yes,
tells you he is consistent, reliable, responsible person. Likes to find a place he's comfortable with and establish it as his own.
He's got a great AD at SIU and Paul Kowalczyk. So a little something going on down in Carbondale, I'm telling you right now. 5:05 left to go in the game. Matt Painter, now he was a tough hombre at Purdue. He'd go in and start just cleaning guys out for Katie. Take out 3 Indiana guys, he'd go do it.
Put a target on him. Go get him, Matt.
He is a coaching candidate as well, and someday he'll be a head coach of his own program. Roberts 1 of 2, which actually will take his average up. He's at 42%.
I don't know how high it's going to go. He shot 171 free throws.
That's got to be close to an NCAA record as far as 42% with that many attempts. It's been an Egyptian dog kind of day. The Salukis by 27. Andrews getting all of his late.
Yeah, we got a good one coming up next. How about Illinois State? Oh, feel bad for Drake. Kirk Kanaski, they did everything they had to win that game, and Sean Jepson brought a little rain on the last shot. Put a little laser homing beacon on it to find the basket.
You know, I really appreciated Kirk Kanaski after the game, the Drake coaches. You see, coming up, Illinois State and Creighton, the Blue Jays, the co-champions with Southern Illinois. Kirk Kanaski after the game kind of could have whined and moaned and thought, woe is me, and he said, that is why college basketball is such a great game. We defended the guy. He says we probably even fouled him, and he drains it. And you know, the thing didn't even touch iron.
No. No. It came straight down through as well. I think the ball was up in the air for at least 3 seconds.
Next one will be a good one, and Southern Illinois will await the winner. Tomorrow night's final, an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament.
Well, everything's been true to form so far. No upsets, which is surprising because coming into this tournament, we considered it extremely wide open that anybody could come out of it, but the seeds have held.
The last time I think the seeds held all the way through, according to archivist Jack Watkins of the Valley, was something like 1983. Because usually this thing is worst upsets, and roll up a new career high for Marcus Belcher. 19 points for the senior Saluki guard.
Bruce Pepper still telling his guys, be smart on the other end, but Marcus Belcher, he has felt it from the start. His teammates giving him a little love there. How about Marcus Belcher? He can go left-handed right now, I think, and still make it.
Points. His previous career high was last year in his junior season with 18 against Indiana State. 79-55. The Salukis with the advantage. Still 3 minutes to play. Brakebill with the trash. 19 for Brakebill. A senior who could be playing his final game as a Southwest Missouri State Bear. We're going to talk about the Bears here a little bit. Now, they got some retooling. They will lose 4 seniors, and all of them have been contributors. Brakebill, Novak, Willis, and Yanders.
Going to be tough to replace all those guys. And Scott Brakebill, boy, he has been Southwest Missouri State forever, it seems like. Really contributed over the years, but Barry Henson's got to be happy with the way this team finished the season. I think that's key for them, that they struggled early, not getting out of things, but still able to finish.
Great program. Alford, Spoonhour, Venata, they've had some great coaches. The 1 seed has been extremely impressive. 79-57. Over what was the hot SMS Bears. Too much to do every day? Then skip that trip to the bank, because at AllegiantBank.com you can handle almost all of your banking online. At AllegiantBank.com, your bank's open all day, every day. Proud to be the official bank of the Valley. The Allegiant Bank pledged to a better way of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Foul on Southern Illinois, and Brakebill will get 2 free throws.
Well, Southern Illinois can end up shooting above 50%. Barry Henson's team going to be right around the 38% mark for the game.
Barry Henson, a guy, Rolan Roberts, Bill Self, graduate of Oklahoma State. He was so excited the way this team was playing the last, and you're right, it kind of helped revive them, gave them a little gas to go into the offseason recruiting, try to retool and get ready. What they've got, though, is a good infrastructure in Springfield. You've got a great athletic director, you've got tradition, you've got fan support, and when you've got that kind of infrastructure, you will always have a chance.
Well, they've got some good young players as well. Manuel Randall's really come into his own as the season has come down the line. Jason Gilbert had a nice tournament here yesterday against Wichita State. Tamar Macklin, a nice looking freshman.
Scott Brakebill walks off the floor. Possibly the last time as a Bear. The Bears do not get an NIT bid. Valley fans, next time you travel, stay at Darren Hotel. There's more than 100 Darren hotels in 16 states. Call 1-800-325-0096. Darren, the official hotel of the Valley. Many right here in the St. Louis area, and a bunch around Valley cities. Bank in by Macklin. And how about Southern Illinois here now? They're yesterday, we're looking at them with 2 20-point wins in this tournament. And we thought they'd be challenged by both Bradley and Southwest Missouri State.
Right time of the season to put everything together and start playing well, and there's no question Southern Illinois is doing that. I think the defensive end is what is setting things apart for Southern Illinois, holding a pretty good offensive Southwest Missouri State team to under 40%. Tells you a little bit about your D that Bruce Weber really bases his team on.
The other thing is making the extra pass today. They had 16 buckets, 15 assists at halftime. We're going to update that here in a second. McGlown to the line. Walk on from Pontiac, Michigan, firing in a free throw.
And that really is a tremendous stat. The number of assists they had in the first half. They only had one bucket in the first half that wasn't created by an assist, and that's tremendous. That means you're playing together and you're getting easy looks at the basket.
19 assists of 32 baskets for Southern Illinois University. Gilbert. A steal, and Southern Illinois is headed to the finals. They won this tournament 3 consecutive years, 93, 94, 95. And they are headed for the finals again tomorrow night. That just kind of puts a little gravy on the potatoes for the Salukis. They have got it going on. And whoever wins that Creighton, the Illinois State game in the second semifinal, is going to have a big maroon monster waiting for them in the finals.
They put it together, Mitch. They are playing as good a basketball as they have played all year long. And the nice thing for them, too, Rolan Roberts going to be well rested for tomorrow's game.
Barry Henson congratulates Bruce Weber, the 26th victory of the season for the Salukis. That ties the all-time win record in SIU history with the 89-90 team of Freddie McSwain and others. The Salukis are headed to the finals with a sparkling 26-6 record. A program of great tradition. Clyde the Glide Frazier back in the 60s and NIT time. And in the Valley, they have been a force in the 90s. And now in this decade, they go to the finals tomorrow night. But they will await the winner now of the Illinois State-Creighton semifinal game, which should be a very good one. It's up next on Fox. Let's name our Ameren players of the game, brought to you by Ameren UE. One surprise on there.
Southwest Missouri State, no surprise there. Scott Brakebrill really had a great game for him in the second half. But Marcus Belcher, he was a guy really didn't expect a lot of points out of, but he started hitting early, ends up 5 threes in the game, 19 points. Big for the senior to step up and relieve a little bit of the offensive pressure.
And 21 points actually by Brakebill in the game, but Belcher was the story. And again, it's been somebody different all the time here for Southern Illinois. We have seen them when it has been Roberts or Williams or Dearman. We've seen Stetson, Hairston step up. We've seen Brooks do his thing. And today we saw Belcher. A lot of ways that Southern Illinois can get it right after you.
Well, good position for Marcus Belcher to be in, because you got Kent Williams outside drawing a lot of the defensive pressure from the outside, and you got the inside combination of Roberts and Dearman. If Belcher and Hairston can hit shots, that's going to open things up for Williams and the other guys on the team. A team is, you can't guard them if you've got 5 guys on the floor that are offensive threats.
They like basketball in Little Egypt, John Walters. They like this team, and you've got the man that's stirring the drink.
I'll say they like this team. These guys next to me are making as much noise as you can imagine. It's a zoo up here in Saluki land. Surrounded by a couple of pretty good basketball players, Kent Williams and Marcus Belcher. Let's start off with Kent. Kent, your team came out to play today. Great intensity from the opening tip. You're playing like a team that wants to leave nothing to chance.
Well, the biggest thing is they beat us the last time we played them, and you know our goal is to win this thing and go to the NCAA tournament, and we just came out with some intensity and we got after them.
Chris Piper, our analyst, paid you the ultimate compliment, I think, for a basketball player. He said that you never take a possession off. Tell me about your mindset when you take the floor.
Well, I mean, you just got to be ready to go the whole time, because every possession can mean the game. So just got to be ready to go, and good things happen when you play hard.
You're a part of history with this team, 26 victories. Tell us how great this season has been for the Salukis.
It's been very exciting, and we've had a lot of support. Our fans have been there, and it's just been a great year. We came with some, we took some pride this year. We really worked hard in the offseason, and we carried it all the way through.
We're looking at some highlights of you from this game, Ken, and the thing I admire most is you take what the defense gives you. You don't force anything. Talk a little bit about what your decision-making is like.
Well, I try not to force something, and we got a lot of players that can play, and if my shot's not there, I'm going to look for those guys. So, they all step up too.
All right, thanks a lot. Great job, Ken. Congratulations. Good job. I want to visit now with Marcus Belcher, who had a terrific game, a career high, 19 points, also 5 assists. Marcus, you're always distributing the ball, but today the shots were falling for you too. What happened out there?
I was struggling a little bit, these past couple games. I just wanted to come out, knock some shots down, so it felt good to come out, knock some shots down.
After you got the first couple to go, did you start building some confidence?
Definitely. I always talked about I just need to get one down so I can, get the rest. And it came kind of quick, so I just kept shooting.
Seems like you were able to get everybody involved in this game. Rolan Roberts got a little foul trouble early, but you really distributed the ball and got everybody involved.
Yeah, that's what we always talked about, how good of a team we are, and at any time anyone on our team can step up and knock down big shots for us. And that's what people did today.
How about defensively, the effort by your team today?
We just talked about how at the beginning of the year, we had so much energy on defense and things like that, and we wanted to get back to that. So that's what we did. We dug down and just stayed in position and took care of the ball.
Do you feel like you're in the NCAA tournament right now?
You can never count on that. We want to go ahead and win this thing and get a guarantee.
All right, Marcus, congratulations on a great game.
Thank you.
Marcus Belcher. Now we want to visit with Bruce Weber. Coach, congratulations. 26 wins. Great accomplishment for this basketball team.
It's a long, hard season, and our guys have been consistent all the way through. We had a couple, one downfall that one week when we lost at Southwest and lost at Illinois State, and the players are watching the locker room. Yesterday I was yelling, they all made fun of me, so I'm going to talk nice and calm today. But our kids, I told them before the game, don't do it for the coaches, don't do it for the fans, do it for themselves. Those are the guys, they've worked their butts off since last spring, and they deserve to win. I told them that, and they played special. Marcus was special, Ken was special. We didn't really have Rolan in their whole game. We still dominated them. Great job defensively by all our kids.
I wanted to ask you about that because the ability of your team to adjust. It looked like early in the game you wanted to get the ball inside to Rolan. He got a couple early baskets, then he got some foul trouble, but you made the adjustment and everybody else became involved.
Well, it was big when we had foul trouble. We had 4 guys with 2 and fouls in the first half, and our kids still, everybody contributed. We got the ball inside. We got Marcus hit some long-range things. We got it to Kent. We really executed our little quick hitters. Every time we called a play, it seemed like it worked, and then I think we kind of broke their spirit a little bit in that one stretch right before the end of the half, right in the second half, and I told them at halftime, I said, they've come back on us so many times. I said, don't let it happen this time. I said, let's just go out and kick their fannies.
Almost all your baskets were assisted on. That has to make you happy as a coach. Great teamwork.
Well, we've led the league in assists, and that's been kind of the foundation. That with defense, we have a saying about sharing the juices. We make sure when we go in the locker room, there's 15 juices, everyone gets one. We make sure that we pass the ball around, get it to the open man. Our kids are very unselfish. They get along together. And that was the last thing I wrote on the board was togetherness.
You've won 26 games. This team obviously belongs in the NCAA tournament, but they're playing like a team that doesn't want to leave anything to chance.
Well, yeah, that's right. And that's what we've talked about 2 weeks ago when we didn't think we could get the conference. We said, hey, we got to win the tournament. We got to be playing our best basketball at the end of the year. Right now we're playing pretty good. Hopefully we continue tomorrow night. We're going to celebrate here a little bit. Then we got to get our mindset back. Tomorrow night's a special night here on ESPN. Everybody's watching, so hopefully we can play at the same level.
All right, Bruce, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Let's take a look now at our Rawlings play of the game, and it came from the Salukis, as you would imagine. A loose ball, everybody's scrambling for it, and guess who comes up with it? Marcus Belcher with the hustle, Kent Williams the assist, and Rolan Roberts the finish, and that is our Rawlings play of the game. Coming up next, we're going to have the Super Smokers studio report. And we have Illinois State Creighton coming up in just a few minutes, so be sure to stay with us.